How's it going, everybody? Um, and I'm still covered in hair, even though even my phone's covered in hair. It was not an easy job. It was not an easy job. I mean, I still got to get Howard to come home when he comes home and trim the back for me. And he said, I sent him a picture of me doing this. And he said, are you chopping it off? And then I sent a picture of the Manic Panic ultraviolet dye. It's not actually a dye, it's a hair stain. Um, the ultraviolet Manic Panic. And he goes, and then I showed him the clippers. And he said, I said, are you all right with this? And he said, just so as long as you don't start wearing flannel shirts and sensible shoes. I said, well, I can't promise about the sensible shoes because that's all I can wear. So how's everybody doing today? Hey, Mr. Bucky. Let me just turn the light up on my thing here so I can see. Hey, Sherry Leach, how's it going? So, Betty Randall, boo. Angela, yeah, I'm sorry that it's an early live stream. It's usually 8 o'clock on Thursday nights. But Howie's bringing home dinner, and he's going to the racetrack this weekend, and I'm canning all weekend. So, and he's leaving for the racetrack tomorrow night. So I wanted to spend the evening, have dinner and watch a movie with him tonight. Hey, Karen Parsons, how's it going? So yeah, have you seen my TikTok? Hi, Ninja Clan. It's me throwing the picture of my Canadian flag and me throwing my braids on it, and then coming up to show me that I've like this, that I've cut my hair, well, like this. I cut my hair off, right? And the background is, you can't throw me to the wolves. They come when I call. Hi, Donna Weeks. So what's everybody up to? Aside from me chop, and I really did not do an elegant job at all. I'm sure there's spots and holes and all kinds of things, but guess what? It'll make it so much easier to do something like this. All my other wigs are downstairs, so hang on a second. Oh man, this is going to need to be brushed out soon. Wow, that never go on easy. See? Did you see how Did you see how easy that was? All right, so I just do this. There we go. See, I got hair again. No need to cry that I cut it all off. Hey, you guys are going to see the video of me cutting my hair and dyeing it, because I actually live streamed it for my patrons, and then I downloaded it. So I'll give you a more Reader's Digest version, because this took like an hour and a half, right? And it's purple. Jessica Pierce, Melissa Mayfield, how are you, darling? Darlings, excuse me. So, no, I went to town today. Where the heck's my fan? I went to town today. And I stopped at the drugstore. I should remind Howie not to forget my pills. Stopped at the drugstore, and I didn't want to wait for the clippers to come from Amazon. I've had enough of hair for a while, Oh, that's good. Hi, Pearly. How are you, darling? So, I had to, I could have phoned my pills in, but I, went into the drugstore, And I looked at the clippers and I found the clippers I want. They're not that great, but I found the clippers, at a reasonable price. And I ordered my pills and boom, I came home and was, you know, I really went too short here. But you know what? My hair grows, as everybody has pointed out, extremely fast. My hair grows extremely fast. So, Gracie, don't start. Don't start. Next weekend, this weekend, Howie's going to the races. Next weekend, he's going to help me with the studio, with the things that like putting up a shelf and wig stand, and then hooks for my wig stands and stuff like that. But I'm not going to the races with him. Excuse me. Oh, hey, Lauren. Mwah. So Howie's going to the races this weekend, and I can't go with him because, hey, Beth, because I've got my neighbor over the highway over the other road. But they're still a neighbor. They're like 2 kilometers away, but they're my neighbor. Jimmy, my go-to guy who plows my driveway, brings me garden soil, A couple of days ago, he came by, he phoned me and he said, can you use some chow tomatoes? And I said, sure. He said, I got a whole bucket of them here if you want them. And I said, absolutely, I'll get Howie to stop. He said, no, I'll bring them over. So he brought them over. And I assumed chow tomatoes were green because that's what we make chow tomato pickle and relish out of. But they weren't. There was only like a handful of them that were actually green. The rest went right in the freezer with the other case, right? And then yesterday he phones and says, do you make plum jam? And I said, yeah, when I get plums. And he goes, the tree's loaded. Do you want some? And I said, you want me to make some for you too? And he, oh, no, I don't care for it, right? So I said, okay. So he brings me over like 15 pounds of these itty bitty little reddish plums. And it's like, okay, so you're getting, no, our Half Acre Homestead's getting the video tomorrow of my tomato garden medley that I made. Oh, well, thank you, Beth. Thank you very much. Julie, hi, darling. How are you? How's Florida after Hurricane Ida, or was that even in your ballpark? So then I know I've got a couple of zucchinis and the cold weather's coming. And so I still got a few zucchinis left in the garden. So I'm going to make some more of that. It's just, I call it garden medley. It's stewed tomatoes, peppers, onions, and zucchini. Tomatoes, peppers, onions, zucchini, and celery. It's just like stewed vegetables, right? With the tomatoes, just to keep it all together. And I'll tell you something, Howie is not fond of stewed tomatoes or tomato sauces. But when I mixed it with a cup of rice, and it should have only been half a cup of rice per quart, right? And some sausages, he said, that's really good. And he does not like stewed tomatoes, and he does not like zucchini. So winner, winner. Winner, winner. So I've got more tomatoes to do. I have plums to do. And I still have to make my blueberry blackcurrant jam. Is it really Southern? We used to, the way I do it is I had 4, and I'm sorry if I'm scratching, but I've covered in hair, even though I shook everything out. Thank you, Beth. Thank you very much. It was, I wasn't even going to get it. And then my cousin said, no, absolutely not. You've earned that the hard way. You've earned that, right? But the thing is part of me felt kind of ashamed for taking so long to get to 100,000 subscribers. But the only explanation I have for it taking 12 years is I'm an acquired taste, and not everybody likes me. Right? So, I mean, this, I do stuff like this all the time. You were frozen. Oh no. Hi, Seashell. Pam Robinson, how are you, dear? Joe Mama, I sent you a thing. Plaid Nanny. So I forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, so I'm doing plum jam, and these things are tiny. And he said, they're a lot of them are grounders. I said, I'll go through them. Right. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow, because tomorrow I've got Freaky Friday for patrons, but it's not until 9:30 because I got to pick Briar up from work. Right. So tomorrow I have, Howie will be at work. He'll be coming home. He'll be taking the coach, and Bob's your uncle. He'll be going to the races for the weekend. So I have to get my stuff together to make plum jam and the vegetable garden medley. I'm not even going to bother making spaghetti sauce because I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get a case of it on sale one day where it's like $1 a jar, and then I can add it to my garden medley for spaghetti sauce. Oh, and I got locally grown garlic. I got, I don't know, 10 nice big bulbs. 10 nice big bulbs. I know, or I would have missed it. You're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome. I don't do public lives very often anymore. Just on, Thursdays and Sundays. Oh, the hair. Oh, but it feels, I'm telling you, it may look like, like somebody went at me with a blind man. I mean, I would have preferred Edward Scissorhands, but it feels so light, deliciously light and airy. And I don't have to struggle with a bun or a half ponytail or something in bed at night. So, oh, you were listening to President Biden. Oh, hi, Michelle. How are you? Thank you, Lotus. Thank you. So next weekend, and I'm holding them to it, Howie get my table set up, my mirror set up, and my shelf set up for my wigs. And if my other lights are here, I will be able to I'll get my green screen up, but then the other wall is going to be like this, only a little nicer, like one solid piece of fabric. Lady J, hi. Thank you very much. I've been thinking of cutting I just walked into the drugstore and bought myself a set of clippers and came home and did it. And but this isn't dye. I almost bought the dye, but then I realized, oh God, then you got to keep dyeing it. This is a stain. This will come out in like 6 shampoos. And I have enough to, touch it up more purple when I go to vote on the 20th. Hi, Martha. How are you, Ma? I always loved your hair short. Sorry I'm late. Love you too, honey. Happy my daughter-in-law just said happy haircut. She said it looks cute. Hang on, I gotta put this phone on do not disturb now. Okay. Should have done it 2 months ago when it was so hot. Yeah, but I wasn't ready to let it go then, right? And seriously, made a really cool TikTok political statement. It was really cool. Because I'm not going to get into what our country's going through right now. But just know that I laid out my Canadian flag and I threw my braids on it. I videotaped me throwing my braids on my Canadian flag, and the background, and then it pans up to my face with not with these cute ears and not with these cool glasses, but I was like, it's like this. And it's like, see, the braids get thrown on the Canadian flag, and then it pans up to my face, and it says, "You can't throw me to the wolves. They come when I call." Isn't that awesome? God, I'm so dramatic. I don't know why I never got into acting. Oh, right, I do know. There's only one allowed in the family. You know what I mean? No, that's not true. I'm really sure I would have been heavily encouraged. Actually, I was. It's just when I was going through drama in high school, my dad was a pensioner and could not, and school was 26 miles away, right? So it wasn't, not 26 miles, like 30 kilometers or something away. And so it was too hard. The drama classes ran after late bus hours and dad couldn't come and get me and blah blah blah. You know how it works. Hey, Kelly DeBro, how's it going? Where's me and you acres? Hey baby, how's it going, Ange? Glad you have your internet back. Me too. Thank you. Under pressure. This is, this is how I'm going to the polls on Tuesday. Or on Tuesday? No. It's on Monday, on the 20th. So we got 2 weeks and our electoral cards just came in. So I have fun with TikTok, eh? I have fun with TikTok because Facebook doesn't let me say what I want. And I can share my TikToks on Facebook, but people treat them as if they got cooties or something. I have no idea what the problem is but I think TikTok's a fun place to be if you just scroll past the crap, right? So, why? What did Biden say? Well, the thing is YouTube doesn't allow me to speak freely. I can when it's an unlisted live stream for my patrons only. But if I start talking about how I really feel about what's going on in this country, then they might ding me. And I just don't want to do that. So I go to TikTok and I vent. Bowden never says anything worth listening to. All right now. I'd love to cut mine short again, but my hair has thinned so much these past 3 months. Well, you know what, Joe? If you cut it off, right, it'll come back thicker. Trust me. I remember how short I kept my hair for so long. It was because I couldn't get used to the thinness of it. And then one day I just started growing it out and it was thicker than I remembered. So, Odyssey is where a lot of people are speaking freely. Well, I have a Rumble account. I believe it's just Mrs. Volfe. And I posted because there was a video of the turd going blah, and somebody asking, how what are you going to say to the Canadians that feel you've abandoned them because they can't, for religious reasons or medical reasons, or out of plain fear, they can't get vaccinated. So what do you say to those people that feel you've abandoned them? He said, I say what the same thing I say every day to all Canadians. It's time to get vaccinated. And I lost my shit. I went right on TikTok and I stitched myself into that and told him what I thought. So yeah, I have a Rumble account. That's where you'll find my marijuana recipes and stuff like that. But everything that's happening in Canada has already happened in the USA. Well, I don't know if you guys have seen, because the mainstream media does not show, like, this is my thing. Don't listen to the polls in an election, guys. Don't go on TV and see the polls and expect to get the truth. You won't. Because they're going to do everything they can to manipulate your vote. Because the government controls the media. Hey, Vincent Pellegrino! How's it going, sweetheart? Hi, Andrew. How are you? Thank you. And I'm really sorry, actually, about the 12-year review video. Some of the clips were so long, but it took me hours to compile that because I don't keep all those videos. So I actually had to go all the way back to 2009 and download videos off of YouTube, off my YouTube channel, and then pick out the pieces I wanted. And I was so tired. I was like up until 1 in the morning doing it. And then I didn't realize some of the clips ran really kind of stupidly long. It wasn't very well put together. I was just really exhausted and emotional. Thank you. Hey, Jean. So, so I go to TikTok, and for all those who are interested, I know not everybody's interested in the spiritual journey I am walking right now. But when we say our prayer and we lift everybody up and we spread that light, there is a mass meditation going to take place. Oh, that's what I had to do. I have to look up what is universal time? Let me just. Current universal time, coordinated universal time. I don't understand what that means, so I'm just going to have to pick a time. But we're all going to get together. There's a bunch of us, and I've put it out on TikTok that we're going to hold a mass meditation on I keep wanting to say April. There's something's coming up in April. I gotta look at. I gotta ask about, because it just keeps tripping off my tongue. There's going to be a mass meditation for peace, light, and love, and of that kind of energy to be pushed out to the world. And anybody is welcome. It's going to be on September 18th at 2:22 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So I tried Universal Time, but I can't figure out what that is. So I'm just going to tell everybody Eastern Daylight Time. And we're going to do what we can, and if you don't believe in that, that's okay. All you have to do is sit and picture how you want the world to be, how you want the world to look this time next year, or this time 5 years from now, where we want to be as a race of human beings, right? And that's all you have to do, is you have to just sit there, take a few deep breaths, and meditate on how you need the world to be. Because let me tell you something. We are what we project emotionally, okay? There's no, how am I going to say this? There is a reason why when they do these swabs, they go all the way up to your pineal gland. Do you know that's your third eye? That's your God consciousness. That's the gland that allows you to correlate your emotions and your brains into a connection with the God of your understanding. And they're up there poking it with a friggin' toxic coated swab, right? Oh yeah, better. I don't want to get dinged for medical misinformation, but I'm going to try and remember to watch. I don't know if I'm going to do it live. I don't know. I don't know if if I should do it live on TikTok, if I should do it live on YouTube. Maybe I'll just do it live on TikTok, because then I can play some meditation music, and maybe I can help some people meditate. But really, it's up to individuals to find their place, right? Awesome. Yeah, exactly. So, Seeker, yeah, it's not new agey. It's very ancient agey. This stuff predates Christianity. This stuff goes all the way back to when man first looked up at the sky and wondered, were those stars at night the hearths of their ancestors? That's when man started to connect with a higher power. And everything else from then to now is just fluff on the furniture, right? I have been fighting, watch the language. I have not been fighting. I have been, I ran a gauntlet these last few years. And the last few months, right? I put my spiritual self through the eye of a needle to scrape off all the interference, all the human interference that was keeping me from hearing my call from my higher power, right? Hey, Ahmad. So, and there are people who come in here and call me a demon and tell me because I do readings with cards and all that, yada, 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 yada. That I am not connected to God. I beg to differ. Everybody has their own connection to their higher power. Why? Because it's yours. We can share our ideals. But the moment we make them into rules, we box our potential and our faith so that it is limited. Right? Thank you, Ahmad. So, New Agey? Oh, hell no. This is ancient. This is ancient stuff. Right? And this is the purest my connection has ever been with my higher power, whom I choose to call, the source creator of all, right? God, the source, the creator of all. And that's, hey, Malka, everybody's on that's right. Everybody's on their own spiritual journeys. And some things people resonate with each other and some things they don't. But you can't box that stuff in. It limits you and your faith, right? So the more I trust in the process of my spiritual growth, the more the spiritual growth escalates, right? And it's really, really hard. It's not hard, but it is no longer hard to, not react to negative input. I can have negative input thrown at me and I can fluff it off or I can get a little pissy about it. But you know what? It's been a long time since I've been in a rage, right? I missed that, Chaos. What was that? The band Boston sings a great song called My Higher Power. If you like 70s music, I love Boston. I just block. Well, I mean, what happened, Chaos? I mean, you can block, but there's also, this is one thing, we've been holding up the light, right? We do our prayer and we push back at the darkness and we hold the light and we push our light out as a collective so that the people who are struggling have a place to shelter until they get strong in their own light. But the problem is something about Hillbilly Kitchen. Becky's husband, the Hillbilly Kitchen. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's terrible. Well, we'll remember them in our prayers, But there's something I have realized. You know how we've been holding the darkness at bay and pushing back at it? We don't need to do that. We can hold the light aloft for those who are struggling and need to gather their strength. in their own light and in their own connection with their higher power. But we're wasting energy trying to push back at the darkness. When the darkness comes, I figured it out now. See, these are lessons I'm learning every day. Hey, Aldo, when the darkness throws shit at me, right? I just catch it for what it is. I wrap it in love and light, and I send it back to God to be cleansed. Right? What's the point of trying to stop something? I'm not God. I can only hold so much darkness at bay, but I can sure offer it up to be cleansed and used for good again, right? I mean, let's face it, there's always going to be negativity, just like night follows day, you know? But we still have to fight to maintain, we still have to work to maintain the balance. Sending prayers for her family, absolutely. Well, the thing is it's all about the circle of life, right? I mean, how long have they been married? Did you say hillbilly holler or whippoorwill holler? Well, we will lift her up in healing light and energy. But if it's her time to go, we find that the longer people are married and devoted to each other, the shorter the span is between them passing. The only reason my father, and he dropped dead in the emergency room, the only reason he came back, like allowed the doctors to bring him back, is because he had children to look after, you know? Oh, no, Aldo, I didn't get a haircut. I shaved my head. And then I dyed it purple. Oh, it feels so deliciously light and cool. I don't know why I didn't do it months ago. I wasn't ready. Wasn't ready to let go of my hair. She doesn't live far from me. Hillbilly Kitchen. I'd say about 5 or so years. Yeah. Chaos. Could you send me a link to their channel through Facebook Messenger? I want to let her know that, we're holding them up, in love and light and prayer. I thought for a second my eyes were going crazy. No. And thank you for the pictures. Beautiful flowers. And you are a handsome man. Holy crap. Thank you, Malka. Thank you. Thank you, Chaos. So every time, like you'll hear people, I can't believe I just watched the 3 Matrix movies again. And I can't believe the difference of what I saw when I first watched them, because I was really confused, okay, to when I watch them again now. It's like, oh, yes, I understand that concept now, right? Oh, age 35 or married 35 years. When's your birthday, Aldo? When's your birthday? No, your eyes aren't going crazy. I had them on my phone because I sent them to my good friend. Oh, awesome. Your birthday's tomorrow? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear sweet Aldo. Happy birthday to you and many more. Mwah. How old are you going to be? 28? 35 years married or so. Yeah, that's going to be hard. Do you know what's happened? Like what is she sick with and how did her husband, like what caused her husband to pass and why is she sick? You're welcome, honey. Almost missed the live. Thought you said. Well, I did say 8 p.m. and then I realized Howie's going racing this. He's going to the track tomorrow night. He's taking the coach and he's going racing this weekend. And I can't go because I have plums to can. I have more garden medley to can. You'll be our half acre homestead will be getting that video probably tomorrow. And then I got Freaky Friday, and I got to be here for Briar this weekend because we weren't here for him last weekend. So, oh no. Oh no. Well, thank you, Kim. Um, they, God. It's like any bad, horrific flu. It preys on the old and the weak and the immune compromised. I'm so very, very sorry. Yeah, if you can get us an address, Chaos, we'll send them some cards. Absolutely. I mean, even if it's like you want to send them, if she doesn't have a PO box or something, then we can do what we first did for Heather, is you can send them to me and I'll send them out, right, in one mass mailing if or we can send them to you, Chaos, and you can take them on over or send them on over because you said she doesn't live far from you, right? I do follow her. Okay, well, don't forget to send me the channel link, okay? Um, um, I can't remember the name. I keep wanting to say Whippoorwill Holler. I hope they're okay. One of our friendly channels lost her husband and now she's sick and it is it's the sea, right? So it's I had a stomach bug, COVID negative. Now the barometer changed because of rain, and I had a major migraine yesterday, and it's just dull since then. Well, I'm feeling pretty energetic actually, but but it's because things have cooled down. So I'm going to be that won't be Howie yet. I'm going to be canning all weekend. I'm going to start my stewing my tomatoes and my plums tomorrow, and then there's Freaky Friday tomorrow night at 9:30, and then I'm probably going to sleep till noon on Saturday because I'll probably be up till midnight Friday night, and then Saturday I'm going to continue to can until everything comes in. And then I'm going to go on the hunt for deer carrots because I don't think they should be out soon. Oh, sinus sucks. Okay, good. Okay, good. Not close friends, more of acquaintance from the store when I'd visit. Okay. Well, find out what we can do to help, right? Hey, Sage, how's it going, sweetheart? Oh, I hate sinus headaches. They're the worst. Do you have a neti pot, Aldo? Because they work really well. I cut it off. It's also Howie's got to trim these things at the back, though. There'll be a video because I live streamed it unlisted with patrons. So I've downloaded it and I will edit it. I cut my braids off. So, hey, Lisa, how's it going? I did 10 pints of crushed smoked tomatoes and cooked up the zucchini pineapple to can up tomorrow. Well, like I said, I made the vegetable medley, And I had one jar that didn't seal, so I cut up 4 sausages and threw them in the crock pot, threw in a cup of rice and a quart of my vegetable medley, and I should have only used a half a cup of rice. But Howie really liked it, and he's not a fan of sauce, like tomato sauces and stewed tomatoes, right? Well, actually, hey, Tigger Bouncing, how's it going, sweetheart? Hi, West. How's it going? I actually sent the picture to Howie of me doing this. And he texts me back and he said, "You chopping your hair off?" And then I sent him a picture of the clippers that I had just bought. And he went, "Ooh." And then I showed him the Manic Panic ultraviolet hair stain. And he said, "Just don't start wearing flannel shirts and sensible shoes, okay?" And I said, "No, honey, trust me. This is a threefold reason I did this." Again, yeah, exactly, Aldo. Oh, I'm glad, Tigger. Exactly. My hair, you guys have all pointed out how fast my hair grows. So we'll go through the ugly stage again and all that fun stuff. So, hi, Donna. How are you? Thank you. Thank you very much. So, I mean, I've missed the short hair. Oh, God, I'm so itchy. So yeah, it was supposed to be at 8 o'clock, but like I said, Howie's going to the track tomorrow night. So if I want to watch TV with him tonight, and I only got to watch one episode with him last night because, oh God, the hair. I need a shower. Bev, I'll send you her address. I found it. Okay, thank you, Chaos. Can I put Hillbilly Kitchen PO box in here, Bev? Absolutely. Absolutely, Sherry Leach. Anyway, so I want to spend an evening with him because he's working tomorrow and then he's coming home and he's heading for the track tomorrow night. And I won't see him until Sunday. So I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow between getting up and Freaky Friday. And then I have a lot of stuff to do Saturday and Sunday, but I want to get it done. And without him here, I will have less distractions. So can you buy a jar of plum jam? Oh, honey, we'll see. Okay. But maybe I'll send you some, but I can't promise. I have no idea. It's these little wee red. They're almost like a cherry plum, but they're not red. They've just got a red cheek, So I started shaving my head when I had hair, and now I have nothing to shave. Well, I mean, it grows back really quick, and I'm going to show you the video of the process of me sitting here with purple and plastic bag on my head and all that stuff. And if you're following me on TikTok, I've left a pretty dramatic political statement without saying a word on TikTok. I have a red light therapy shiatsu neck massager I might throw on. It gets warm too. Oh, there you go. I'm getting ready for your birthday on Monday. I'm going to be 61. We'll come in on Sunday for the live stream at 4 o'clock, Sunday afternoon. And I will sing you happy birthday, sweetheart. Just remind me. Thank you, teasers, pleasers. Thank you very much. I had no idea I was going to get so emotional over receiving a plaque from a company that I have been fighting tooth and nail with for 12 years. But you know what? My cousin was right. You have worked your ass off. And she said, just because it took you 12 years doesn't make it any less deserving. As a matter of fact, it makes you more because you've built a select YouTube family. Because obviously I'm not everybody's taste, right? I hope you're donating your hair for a kid's wig. Well, my hair is gray. My hair is gray and brown. See? My hair is gray and brown. So I'm looking around to see if I can donate it for like breast cancer or something. You have earned it, Trifle. Thank you, Aldo. It was very humbling. Um, it was very humbling, actually. And I was exhausted. So the 12-year kind of 12 years encapsulated, I couldn't, I would have, there were so many videos I wanted to include, but I was so exhausted and there was just too many. I mean, what do I got? 2,500 videos. And I was downloading the older ones and then putting them on my and snipping them and all that. I was up to like 1 in the morning making that. So, um, I like it. Is it on a Friday? Is this Friday the 13th? No. Oh, you like your birthday when it's on Friday the 13th. Thank you, Joe. I'm sorry I'm biting my nail. It's it's kind of frayed somehow. You have created a family and shared your incredible wealth of knowledge consistently. You deserve more than a plaque, and I thank you. Okay, enough. You want to get me bawling? I'm not. I don't want to be crying all over the place. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, um, so anyway, life with the Wolfies. I know you guys have been so patient with videos, not having anything other than like a tea break here and there. But trust me, it's about 6 weeks away, the debut of my studio downstairs, and that's where I'm going to be doing all my live streams. Right? Maybe not my tea breaks, but all my live streams, including wigs, makeup, card readings. I'll use my green screen for, live readings and live book readings and stuff like that. I'm really excited. And the more I look forward to it, the more it just feels fun, right? It's going to be fun. We're going to have fun and we're going to lighten up, right? I love the drinking years when my B day would fall on Thursday, then Friday, then Saturday for those 3 years. Oh God, I would not wish me drinking on anybody. Like seriously, dude, you just don't want to ever see me drink because one day I could be pleasant and sweet. One day I could be running down the highway naked with my boobs flapping in the rain, you know? Or one day I could be, closing a bar singing Janis Joplin. But the thing is you never knew, right? You never knew. So alcohol and me, don't need it. Hey, Lady J, cannot for it, Bev. I will be there. I assume you mean you cannot wait for it, eh? Can you call a beauty salon that works on cancer patients to find out? We have a salon here that does that. Oh, you know what? Right. See, but I'm not sure salons are um I think you need a vaccine passport for salons because they're not necessary. Hence the clippers today. Trust me, I made a political statement on TikTok. So, hi, Lee Cheryl, how's it going? Um, so this weekend, Howie's going to the races and I'm canning, and next weekend he's going to help me work on my studio. I still have another set of lights coming, and as soon as I can afford to, I'm going to leave my little boombox speaker up here because I got to find out what the wattage is on that because I want a boom speaker for Freaky Fridays, right? Why not? Right? So, um, I see it as you were raising a child, Bev. Takes time to raise them right, and it only took you 12 years. Thank you. Did a better job than on my own kids. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. My kids are really great. I love my kids. I mean, I struggle with them sometimes because I've had to learn to let go, right? I mean, in my heart, My children were my children, but they're not. A, they're grown-ass adults, and B, they never belonged to me. They were not possessions. They were souls that I was privileged to bring into the world. It was my job to bring them into the world, to feed them, clothe them, teach them right from wrong, and get them educated to the best of my ability. And I just learned that they are not my children. So now I have a totally different outlook. I'm no longer hurt by, them trying to tell me that, I'm not necessarily right about how I feel about my body, my choice, right? And my political views. They won't even discuss that stuff with me. And Arthur will, and that's fine, right? Why? Because it's none of my business what they think, and nor do I need to impress my feelings and my stuff on them, right? Hey, Edie! So, yeah, exactly, right? So, I mean, for example, yesterday, Briar and I went to the IGA, and I was not going in, or was I going in? Yes, I was going in. And as I was getting out of the truck, I was parked beside the cart return. And as I was getting out of the truck, there were two women standing on the other side of the cart return. What's that, 6 feet away? And they were talking about the upcoming election and how they didn't trust anybody on the ballot, any party on the ballot, and that they should just, put an X through the whole ballot. And I went, no, you don't want to destroy your ballot. What you want to do is when you vote, you ask for a ballot of non-confidence. Right. And they went, right. That's what we're figuring out. Thank you. Right. And Briar's going, Mom, don't randomly interrupt somebody's conversation in a parking lot. I said, no, you don't. Right. And he goes, Mom, I've seen he said, that was a political discussion. Blah, 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 blah. I've seen fights, blah, 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 blah. Hi, Evangeline. Yeah. Hi, sweetheart. Mwah, mwah, mwah. How are you, darling? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. So please don't take my sunshine away. Mwah! Hi, Evangeline. So we're walking towards the store, and he's going, but I've seen fights break out over less in parking lots. And I stopped and I said, you don't get to tell me how to behave, publicly or otherwise. I am still your mother, and I am still your elder. And you don't get to tell me how to think, feel, or speak or behave. Because it's bad enough that Facebook and YouTube are muzzling me. I won't put up with it from them. So if you don't want to talk to me about what's important to me, then don't you dare chastise me for making a connection in a parking lot with somebody who is thinking like me, because I could hear it loud and clear. Right? Oh, that's wonderful. I still see people with masks outside alone. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. And I understand everybody's need to do whatever it is they need to feel safe. But with me, and that's why there's people I can't talk to in my life right now, because they're calling me paranoid. They're telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, that I should trust science. Do I look stupid to these people? Do I look like I don't do my research? Do I look like I'm about to trust my body to experimental science when I can't even get a flu shot without having a bad reaction? Right? No. But for some reason, our political parties and their messages are turning people against us. We've been abandoned. We're being abandoned. I know, we're driving in a car. Hi, Angel. How are you, darling? So, since we're talking about something so negative, I just want to, let me just, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel all right. I've been saying, one love, one heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will be all right. Thank you, Sacred Smoke. This is, yeah. I rip it. I know. And if I'm in a car and I'm with a trusted fam, yeah, absolutely. I don't, And the thing is, okay, is we have been kept in a constant state of fight or flight awareness for like 2 years, right? 2 years. What does that do? That means you really have no time to rest and reflect. And as for research, holy crap, the amount of fake and real shit on the internet is mind-boggling. How are we supposed to sift through all that? So we get exhausted from the absolute dearth of information, from the constant media, social main media, blah, blah, blah. And then they throw an election in on top. And then they uncover mass graves of children that they knew about. Trust me, that's the government. They knew those things existed. They just chose this time to let it be uncovered, again, to keep us in this constant state of emotional turmoil so that we will become exhausted and we will comply. So, I also deal with many victims and families that are now vaccine damaged, and I think it should be your choice. Exactly, right? I'm not saying don't get it, but I'm saying for us, okay, for us, the unvaccinated, the people with health challenges, the people that live in relative isolation anyway, all of a sudden we've become a threat, and I don't know how that happened. Because if you're vaccinated or if you're protected, let's not use too many of the trigger words, but if you're protected, what does it matter? I'm the one. You get a tickle in your throat and you don't even notice it, and you could be giving it to me. But I'm the threat? I don't understand. Everything is upside down and backwards. I can't believe the price. Yeah. Hi, Kel Storm. Vicky Lemire. When I went into the IGA, I did a little run by, and that $90 roast was $41. And that was less than half price. And it still was not cheap enough for me. And it was still way too red. Right? Hey, Willow's Garden. So, what is senior kindergarten? Well, junior kindergarten is when you're like 4, if you're born after December 31st, or 5 years old. It's kind of like your social beginnings of socialization. You learn about cooperation and Sesame Street stuff, right? And then there's junior kindergarten where they start introducing you to numbers and letters and all these things before you go into grade one. I'm not vax, and I'm afraid years down the road, we'll hear about lawsuits. I get it. Yeah, like nursery school, kind of like nursery school, but there's an age requirement, right? So here's my solution, because when you, here's the problem with what's been going on. Let's keep it real simple. Let's forget about illnesses and jabs and all that stuff, okay, for a second. When you're kept in a constant state of emotional turmoil, and there is no rest from it because it's on the media, it's on face media, it's everywhere you look, okay? And they've been constantly throwing fear, all right? Your mind is a very powerful thing. And I've already said why they have been keeping us in emotional turmoil for 2 years, right? So here's the kicker. If we want a new, more positive way if we want the world to go in a new, more positive way, we have to own it. We have to do something about it. Now, I'm not talking about, burning bridges and all that stuff. What I'm talking about is we have to change the dialogue. We have to change the way we are receiving this. We need to block this stuff. You need to get off of the news, off of Facebook media, or anything Twitter, especially Twitter. You need to back away from that stuff. Okay? Allow your soul some time. Okay? And you'll realize that the more they increase the negative narrative, the more it overwhelms us. And what happens is we start to feel and we start to think, and then the thoughts become an attitude, and then the attitude becomes who we are. We are the ones that we're the ones that can turn the negative tide to positive. We just have to do it. We just have to ignore the negative narrative. Don't look at the election polls. Don't listen when they say, oh, you shouldn't vote for this one because they're just going to split the vote. You need to vote from one of these because all those three upper parties are all the same. Right? There's only one. And my hair's colored purple right now for a reason. Right? But I'm not telling people that. What I'm saying is it's up to you to change the dialogue that is being received by not just your ears, by your mind, your heart, and your soul. Go outside. Look at a flower. Watch the bees. Dig your feet into the soil before it freezes. Spend some time in nature and just breathe. Right? So, on September 18th at 2:22 in the afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time, I'm going to be, if I'm allowed to, I'm going to be live streaming on TikTok. And I'm going to be playing music, and we're going to do as many people as we can are going to join in. And we're going to do a mass meditation for peace, light, and love. Because we need to not just push back at the negative. We need to take chunks out of the negative, wrap it in love, light, and harmony, and give it back to God to clean up. Because there's only so much we can hold back. We're only human, right? I had time to listen to the news. Leaders' debate is tonight. I'm not, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not even going there. I want nothing to do with it. I've got my vote ballot. I got my ticket that says I can vote, and I'm going to vote. And I hope to God the party I vote for wins, because they're the only ones that are saying no to the passports, are saying no to mandatory, because now I mean, I don't understand, because now they're coming out and they're saying they don't even work. Let's put it this way, all right? My prime minister, our country's prime minister, threw me under the bus, threw every unvaccinated person who has religious or medical reasons or fearful reasons for not getting vaccinated. He's abandoned us, because he was asked right on the, I shared it on TikTok. She said, somebody asked him, how, what do you want to say? What can you say to the Canadians who, for religious or medical reasons, can't get vaccinated, and that they feel you've abandoned them? What do you say to them? And he turned around and said, I say the same thing. What I have to say to those Canadians is the same thing I send, message I give every day. It's time to get vaccinated. And I went, what kind of answer is that? Whose channel? Yeah. So on the 18th, just happens to be 2 days before our federal election. I don't care. But I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to share it. Okay? And I'm going to pinpoint it on TikTok. I'm going to put it out there, right? For all the star seeds, all the empaths, all the people who are tired, who are exhausted from all of this. We will meditate to change the narrative in our lives. We will push back at the darkness. We will meditate on the way the world is supposed to be. And if we have any say about it, we will be heard. Right? Too many people are being shoved in fear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Angel. I've got to find out where I can send, who accepts graying hair, because I would like to donate it to cancer. I've had too many people. I've got people right now in my life. We have people in our life, Joe, that are battling cancer. One of my very first loves, his name is Dale. And he battled and beat kidney cancer. Now he has it in his brain behind his eye, and he's having a really hard time. And there's stuff going on in his life, and I want him to know that I loved him. I was nuts about him. And we were at a party one night, and I was sitting on his knee, and I came onto him, and he took me into the bedroom, and I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna make out, right? And he sat down on the side of the bed and he said, Bev, I love you, but you're my sister's best friend. Not going to happen. Okay? I'm your brother. Okay? Got it. Understood. Full stop. But I never stopped loving him, because you don't stop loving somebody. And I don't mean it's not a romantic kind of love. I just love him, because he did not take advantage. He took me aside and told me that I was worth loving. You know what I mean? I want it to be 1994, when I was on a huge mountainside in Italy with 200 goats and my grandma. Oh my goodness. I sure could use that hair. I don't have cancer, but I sure don't like having very little hair. Well, and I mean, that, and my best friend's son has battled cancer, right? So, I mean, and she lost a cousin to cancer. She lost an aunt to cancer, an uncle to cancer. I mean, that area is not good for cancer. because they run along Eels Creek, and Eels Creek comes out of Eels Lake, and it's all from the farther north uranium mines. They poison the water system. But, nobody talks about that, right? So on the 18th at 2:22 p.m. on TikTok, God willing, I'll be able to live stream. We're going to do a massive, I'm going to try and lead a massive meditation, but I'm only going to give words and music, okay? I'm only going to give words and music. I am not going to give you the imagery that you will be able to come forth, but we are going to work on manifesting the planet as it's supposed to be, okay? With no show me your papers society, with no massive amounts of pollution, and all the upper authorities in church and state are corrupt. We want this. We want things the way it's supposed to be. This system is shaky. We just want to give it a push. I want a Berkey. What's a Berkey? No phones or computers, just friends and neighbors around all the time. Well, there might become a time when technology and I part ways. I don't know. There may become a time when technology and all of us part ways. Because if we allow what's coming down the pipe to happen to us, it's 1984, baby. It's 1984. It's The Handmaid's Tale. It's already happening. And I'm not telling anybody to be violent or anything else, but I am saying use your voice, because this shit is not right on any level. Any level. This is the dawning. When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. I needed that. But you got to know, folks, this is not the end of the story of what's happening here. We get to change how it ends. Peace, love, light, and standing for what's right. Right? Horsemen and trumpets, some would say, honey. Well, some would say it, Some would say it. The time zone will be Eastern Daylight Time, because we're not back into Eastern Standard Time yet. So it'll be Eastern Daylight Time. The same time the same time zone I come in here. But yeah, I'm sorry, Audrey. I had to change it because Howie's coming home and he's bringing dinner and he's going to the races tomorrow night. And I want to spend the evening with him. And grow food. Well, I mean, I've already got another order of seeds going out, right? Because apparently I'm supposed to garden because I do it really well, because I love it. My cousin Angie said, Bev, your garden grows because you get such joy in it, and your joy radiates through the earth. Your joy radiates. The plants know you love them and that you get excited when they do well, So, anyway, I mean, people may say that people may be shouting that these are the ends of times. Maybe. It may be just the end of the world as we know it, right? So, I mean, If we start shouting, it's the end of times, we're all going to die, it's communism, it's coming, we're all going to be under one global world government, blah, 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 then that's exactly what's going to happen. Why? Because you're projecting that onto reality. I know this is, someone said it's new agey stuff. It's not. This is ancient stuff. Why do you think I say words have power? Why do you think they call it spelling? Why do you think we have manifestation? And by God, it works. So I am putting myself and my faith before the world, and I'm going to give it everything I got, because this can't be the end of the story. It's a book. That's not reality. Don't buy that crap, right? We can do something about this. We can march if we have to. We can tell those that ask us to show our papers, tell them to lawyer up. It's against our human rights. We can link our hearts and link our hands across the world and breathe in a new reality. We just have to see it and own it. Right now, they're trying to kill us. They're trying to kill our free will with all this horrible negative narrative that is constantly being barraged on us. Okay? Pitting people against people, family members against family members. This is unacceptable. Right? Anybody not see that this is unacceptable? It's not acceptable. So what do? We love it back. Because anger and negativity only breeds anger and negativity. So on April 18th at 2:22 in the afternoon, Eastern Daylight Time, I'm going live on TikTok. And I'm going to encourage everybody to reach out with their hearts and their hands, and we're going to drop the walls that divide us from each other when it comes to religion. We're going to just use our faith, and we are going to spread light far and wide. And if the darkness breaks through, we will wrap that in love and harmony and good intention, and we'll send it off to God and say, you deal with that. We're just doing what we need to do to be here. To know that our world is our world. And it is not to be owned. It is not to be controlled. We are an organism at one with the world. And we got a lot to account for and a lot to make up for. But guess what? It's within our power. Yeah, right? But guess what? What you're not seeing on the media is you're not seeing all the nurses on what day was it? September 2nd, right? The day the mandates, the mandates came out, the big mandates about passports and stuff. All the nurses in Ottawa, the Ottawa hospital, the Toronto hospital, Vancouver and BC, they walked off the job and said, my body, my choice. Right? Truckers, you're not seeing this in the news. Truckers across the North America and in the UK and in Australia, they're getting on the main highways and they're parking their trucks, saying, you don't want to let us through because we're not vaccinated? You want us to show our papers? No, we'll just sit here. Because if you bought it, a trucker brought it. And you back them. There's a Facebook group called Truckers Against Vaccine Passports, right? Well, the thing is that's why there were only, not all the hospitals walked, just one in every city walked off, right? And so, if the nurses decide to walk off the job and the truckers decide to turn off their trucks, what do you think's going to happen? Right? You can tell by the store shelves of non-essential items, they're empty. I know. And isn't it wonderful? Because we do. Is that you, baby? Howard? Nope, Gracie must have found a log to play with. It's all caused by the bigwigs. Well, I mean, we all know that. Nobody gets up into world high power without bending the rules of their morals and their ethics. Somewhere along the way, they've made justifications. And it's not right, right? They got into power. Okay? And what do the powerful want? They all want the same thing. More power. Oh, Gracie, I'm coming. Not all nurses will walk. No, I get that. I mean, they'll leave a skeleton crew too in the hospital, right? But the point is last year they were our heroes, and now they're being treated like garbage. First they're the heroes, and now they're traitors. The world is upside down. We need to work on righting it. Okay? Listen, I'm going to get off here because Howie's going to be home any minute. So why don't we, I want another set of shelves and I can't find them anywhere. Walmart doesn't them, and I don't know. September 18th, 2:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's send some love and light. Absolutely. It's going to be a big purple X on my calendar. All right? And I will stream as long as I have to. Okay? Until we feel like we've done something. We will talk, but it will be peace. And if people come into the comments and are nasty, what do? Nothing. Because we don't engage with the negative. We are here for peace. Right? We're going to do a sit-in. Yay! New England area for some reason. Money. What's money got to do with it? Everyone. Okay. So for all those who care to, now is the time for us to do our prayer and our spiritual push. This is where we drop the walls between our beliefs and celebrate our faith and where it connects to each other, right? And if you don't want to stay, no harm, no foul, no judgment. This is not about that. This is only for the folks that want to take a deep breath. Yes, go on over to TikTok, because that's where I really use my voice. You may not always agree with me, but by God, I still have my voice. They don't let me smoke marijuana on there, but that's okay too, right? It's a place where I speak and I also try and uplift. Howie's in the garage, I think. All right, so thank you, Deborah. Thank you. All right, let's take a nice deep breath. And for those leaving, mwah, I love you. Take care. God bless. Here we go. Oh, great Spirit, source and creator of all. Hey, God, how's it going? He's already turning the coach around. Hey, God, sorry for being distracted. God, I want to thank you for helping me to see where I am needed and what my purpose is today. And I'm really grateful, God. And I love talking to you every day, and knowing that we do have a choice. We do have a way forward. We just we just need to trust, and we need to focus on what good can be wrought of. um God, we're being battered. We're being battered by negative narrative day in, day out. So, God, we want to wrap all that negative narrative in love and peace and harmony, and we want to just toss it to you and let you do whatever it is you do. You cleanse it, you send it back, cleanse, whatever. That's your gig, God, okay? We're just going to do our best to lift all of our friends and all the people in the world right now that are suffering from anxiety and shame and fear and guilt and addiction and rejection and neglect and discrimination and segregation and hate and disease. All these things, God, that don't come from you. We know they don't come from you. So we're going to lift them up to you, God, and let the sunshine of your love pour down on them and strengthen the ones that need to just keep going bearing your light, and love those people and that need to feel your love right now, God. Okay? Because sometimes all we need, God, is you to help us put one foot in front of the other and get through the moment. God, we're joining hearts and we're joining hands. And we want you, God, to flood us with your love. Flood us with light so bright and brilliant and divine that it shoots out our hands, and it starts to revolve as we become not a circle of people, but a circle of light. And it builds and it builds and it builds because, God, you're using us like a speaker, like an amplifier. And when it gets so brilliant, we can't hold it, we go, poof, we push that light out to the world. And it's like shots in the dark that highlight everything and give people who need help finding their light a place to shelter. And it gives the darkness something to run from. Thank you for bringing us together, God. And please be with us on April 18th as we do a mass meditation and prayer circle for the healing of our planet and our people. Thank you, God. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Merry meet. Merry part. Miigwech. So mote it be. Whatever your greeting is, or opening and closing to your prayer, know that when you speak it in love, we're heard, right? Because when there's more than two of us who gather, God is there also. Take care. God bless. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Mwah! Love you guys.